Today we're joined by Maura Sharkey-Pryma of the Sharkey Voice Studio and MacEwan University Conservatory of Music. So, Maura, just tell us a bit about yourself and about your program.
Sure. Well, I've been teaching voice privately for, 20 years at least, and doing that privately. And then I started working at the conservatory in about 2011. And with the program, that actually fell into my lap during COVID. So what happened was the Learn English Through Singing program was actually done through the EAL department, or English as an Additional Language department, in conjunction with the Conservatory of Music. And it was taught in person before COVID by someone else. And I was asked to keep the program going, but to move it online. And I think I was approached because during COVID, in the heat of it, I had to pivot, like everybody's been using that word, pivot, very quickly and move all my teaching online. And I wanted to keep my studio present. So I was offering these free 20-minute online sing-alongs and warm-ups, and using live streams and things like that. And I would do that every week. And I think that caught the attention of the conservatory. So they approached me to do this, Learn English Through Singing, as an online program. So they gave me pretty much carte blanche, where I had to develop the entire program from scratch with all the materials, select all the songs over the course of 12 weeks, find links to videos, particularly the karaoke videos, create documents so they have lyrics to learn from. And then on top of that, because they're learning English for the first time, I was also instructed to create exercises for them. So with my singing background, I have a lot of diction exercises I can use. So, but I had to do a bit of research into, well, what are English learners, particularly those who are teaching English in different countries, what sort of materials are they using? So I had to do a little research that way and develop some exercises for them. So from there, the first lesson, or I should say the first class, it was all about just doing exercises like to get their tongues going and things like that, and articulation things, plosive consonants, voiced, unvoiced consonants, all sorts of things that they face in their pronunciation, and then introduce them to these songs. So I would get them to speak through the text, and I would go over their pronunciation, like each person would get a chance to do it. And then I'd teach them the song and we'd sing along. So that's how it started. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, that's really neat. And in what ways have you found the singing helping the students learn to speak a second language?
Well, I found that through singing, you're also lengthening vowels. Like as you're sustaining if you're singing slower songs, particularly, you have a chance to sustain longer notes, so you can really feel the length of vowels. Also to work on articulation, like endings. So I would emphasize, well, be really clear with what you're saying. Put the D on the end or the T on the end while you're singing it. And with the music, I also tell them to think about what they're saying and think about the emotion of the song. So when we go through the text, I ask them, well, what is the emotion? What is happening? What's the story? So think about that as you're pronouncing these words. And then as you're singing through it, think about the emotion as well. So none of them are singers. Like none of them are singers. And I tell them, this isn't a singing class. This is not a singing class. You sing it in your own beautiful way. And even if you don't know the melody, make it up. And they do. So that's what's very helpful, is just being able to sing through these phrases, feel the length of the vowels, and have more time, and then to really hear the vowels and consonants musically. So a lot of the music we have, they're all contemporary songs. So we have things from the 70s, the 80s to 90s and now. And so for some of them, a lot of them, they've never heard any of these songs. Like I'll say, okay, today we're going to be doing Stevie Wonder's Superstition. Who has heard of it? And but that's a faster song too. So it's really encouraging them to think a little bit quicker, but to work on, again, their articulation a little faster. But they still have to speak through the text slowly. I always tell them, speak through it slowly, and then you can start building it up. But yeah, a lot of it is nuance, like try to explain to them what the meanings of these phrases, like the words or slang, right? Trying to explain to them that as well. So it's always a learning experience on their end.
That's really neat. Is there any aha moments that you want to share with everybody where something really neat happened?
I'd have to say the very first when the program ran at the beginning of this year in the first term, so in the winter, when we're coming towards the end of the session or the course, the very last class is what I called the student showcase. So this is where everybody gets to come forward. They get to choose one of the songs that we have sung from the past week, or they can choose a song of their choice that's in English, and they get to sing for the entire class. So, and this is online, right? So you have to imagine everybody's in the Zoom room, our cameras are on, and each person plays their accompaniment track on their phone or try to bring it through their Bluetooth, and they get to sing one of the songs that we've done. And I encourage them to get in sync with the music, dance with the music. And I want you to, and you chose it for a reason. I tell them, you chose it for a reason. Why? And they would tell me, some would say, oh, I just love the meaning of the song, or I just like how it sounds, or I like how it makes me feel. I said, okay, so that's what you need to show us. So in addition to your pronunciation, show us how much you enjoy this song, show the feeling. And so for the student showcase, these people, even though they may not have the most beautiful voices, they were really singing with like real intent. So there was some fabulous moments in this student showcase where I would tell them at the end of that person's song, because obviously we can't be talking at once. I said, once they finish, I want everybody to do this and cheer and clap. And a survey was done following that. And the response was, I loved it. I was crying with joy. I was so happy for the other people. And so if it's like an aha moment, it was more like a, wow, that really meant something to these people. And they always enjoyed coming back to the class every week. So yeah, that was the big aha moment, the student showcase.
I think that's absolutely fantastic, and it seems to me like if they can sing and move with that much emotion, then when they speak, they'll have the ability to convey emotion much, much more comfortably, and easier.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I tell them. I say, you don't speak in this monotone way, right? So the music is there to help you. But I also tell them, because sometimes when they're speaking through the text, like when I get them each get their turn, some of them will want to go through it really fast. And I tell them, even if you think you're trying to fool me with that, I still don't understand what you're saying. So slow it down and really take more time with your pronunciation and really think about what it is you're trying to say, but make it really clear. Don't go fast.
That's really neat. Well, Maura, thanks very much for taking your time today to come and talk to us and to record this video with us. We really appreciate it. It's been great to talk to you about your program. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.